Hi guys, my name's Seb Tudor. I'm the man on the Silver Mountain, and welcome back. Now, today I want to just discuss morality, and morality is a very nebulous term, but ultimately, in its origin, from its origin, it was, meant to be used as a description of proper behaviour, or of having character, or being well mannered. And over time, this also became pretty much directly synonymous within one context or another with good or being right, or being righteous to a degree. And there's that, and then you had the opposite, which was being immoral, and you had the indifference towards it being amoral, and there's that. And so, Seb, why are we talking about this? And it's ultimately because we've got people going on these moral crusades, and because the world is so just such a shades of grey kind of place, this always leads to arguments, to infighting, to all of these things. And I wanted to address it because, in my view, the only way to kind of really view morality is the only real morality is to just acknowledge people, to treat them as you would be treated, and then that's it. Everything else is off the table. There is no such thing as a definitive right or wrong, as it entirely depends on which group you're coming from. And that's where the issue is, because you have these people going on moral crusades. You've got the right wing going on this is kind of nationalist moral crusades or religious moral crusades, and you've got the left on the extreme going for kind of politically correct moral crusades, or moral crusades around various human rights that they want to maybe a bit over enthusiastically protect when they may not necessarily be at risk. And as a result, I feel like the only place to sit again is in the centre, that kind of amoral indifference towards the morals of individual ideologies or individual groups, so that you can see what's going on. And this got brought up again in a discussion the other day, whereby you had a lot of people kind of flipping out over things that Trump had said, over things that had been happening, and lots of people were invoking kind of the moral right of arguably Judeo-Christian kind of views. Oh, sorry, Judeo-Christian kind of views. I was thinking Indo-European for some reason, but Judeo-Christian views over others, or imposing one Judeo-Christian view over another one. And it's very much a kind of interesting melting pot of ideas and thoughts, but then it spills out into xenophobic language and xenophobic actions and calls to action by various groups. Or on the other side, you had, as we've seen, people calling others Nazis, instantly treating them as if they're not people anymore because they are the viewed as immoral individual who is definitively wrong and evil, and as a result they are open to attack. Richard Spencer, Milo Yiannopoulos, any number of other people who are being no platformed and stuff like that. You have these people who are, as with the woman at the end of last month, the Black Lives Matter Toronto founder, who was calling white people subhuman and stuff like that. She is able to dehumanize those other individuals purely because, as per her moral compass, as per her ideology, she is right, she is good, and others are wrong and they are bad. And as a result, the whole morality angle and pairing it with these various ideologies leads to division and separation, and in many cases it has become violent and so negative that it has impacted so many other people. And so, the reason I wanted to make this video, and the reason why the discussion came up the other day, was ultimately, whenever morality is touted, whenever it is part of a headline, whenever it is part of a discussion, firstly, establish what they mean by it, because every single person has a slightly different view of what morality is or what their morals are. And then secondly, treat it with huge amounts of skepticism. You know, you're not going to be receiving a lecture on morals from someone who is simply relaying facts to you, because, as said, everyone's morals are different, and as a result, anything that states morals, anything that tries to put across some kind of moralistic ideology to you, take it with a pinch of salt. Unless it's someone saying this happened and this happened because someone invoked moral right and went on a rampage or whatever else, or if it's a quote from someone, then fine, accept it. That's just what someone said or what someone did. But as soon as someone starts talking about morals in regards to this is the moral thing to do, no, sorry, wrong. Without any hesitation, dismiss it. You know, take a look at it, see what merits there may be, sure, but again, take it with a pinch of salt, because those people are just expressing their opinion. It's not news, it's not any kind of interesting or useful piece that you can apply, because you are going to be different. And if you have exactly the same moral compass and exactly the same opinions on things as someone else, then ask yourself why. What is it that makes you and them so in line together? And if it is purely because of an ideology, if it is purely because of a system that the two of you work within in some way, then you should stop. You should have a really good look at yourself, because that means you've been pulled in, you've been indoctrinated, you're having an issue there. And that's something that, you know, no one should let themselves just be attached to something and dragged along by it, be it an ideology, a religion, a political view, anything. You know, treat it with skepticism, question it, discuss it with someone who disagrees with it. You know, have those moments where you can open your eyes to the ins and outs of where that is coming from. You know, it's saddening to see so many things get attacked based on morals when morals have no real grounding. You know, it's all opinion, it's all usually negative to one extent or another. And so let's just go back to being well-mannered, you know, treating everyone as we would like to be treated, and being willing to discuss things, you know, moving away from the identity politics and away from the guilt by association and stuff like that, and move towards just being reasonable people who can address facts and address these things as other people's opinions, you know, when they actually have some reason to be an opinion, instead of just being a complete affront to factual information. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. It came up the other day and I wanted to discuss it. I wanted to put these ideas out there, just because the number of people who are becoming zealous in their following of one ideology or another, you know, it's becoming more difficult to have a decent conversation, and most of it revolves around this idea of being moral, of being good or being bad, or being right or being wrong, in the way that you're acting, in the way that you're conducting yourself, you know. And in many instances it is literally one person's opinion against another. You know, in the certain areas where that isn't the case, then it's really easy to call people out on it. It's really easy to demonstrate how they are wrong. But in a lot of these other areas, it is literally just one person's word against another, and then the fight happens afterwards. You know, and that doesn't help anyone. As I've said in videos that I've done recently about things like violence and about these divisions and things like that, it doesn't help anyone at all. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the video tomorrow. Take care. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you found this at all interesting or useful, then please drop me a like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the video tomorrow. Take care.